While Scotty and Tracy gear up to fight for what's theirs in today's Shortland Street.
I couldn't take Avon climbing, so I thought I might make something special.
How lovely of you.
He dropped some receipts on his way out.
Oh, no.
It's good.
Spicy.
No, wait, stop! Evan's food is poisoned. I know it sounds bizarre, but I saw him put poison into Evan's food. He tipped it in and stirred it. Didn't you?
No. Why would you say that?
Is this a setup? It is. It's a practical joke.
A pretty bad one.
It is not a joke. I'll prove it. Go on, eat it.
This is madness. You can't possibly
Just
believe...
eat it.
Hey, hold on. Save some for me.
Happy now?
He could have taken an antidote as a precaution.
And what? He's got an axe under the table in case the toxic stir-fry doesn't work?
You do have to admit it does sound pretty far-fetched. Why on earth would Winston want to harm Evan?
To shut him up. Evan has been haranguing him.
Oh, because of the guilty secret thing. Now look, he's an overachiever, that's all. He gets upset when he can't please people. You especially. He's no psycho.
At last he gets it. It's about time.
You are both wrong. I will show you.
You are a fantastic kid, and I would be proud if you were my son.
But you don't believe my mama.
Because it's just not that simple.
You just want to send me back to Timo.
Oh, those little eyes, I feel like somebody's punched me in the stomach.
Tell me about it. And his auntie's got nothing back home. They can barely afford to feed themselves if he doesn't want to go back there.
Then we should do everything in our power to keep him here.
Here it is. Proof positive. Today, Winston bought 2 packets of rat poison. Why would he need that?
He didn't. I saw a big, hairy one in the shed this morning. I asked Winston to buy some poison.
Okay. What about Evan's mountain biking accident? And why was Winston so keen for them to go rock climbing?
Because he thought it might be fun. Look, are you working too hard?
I'm not losing the plot, if that's what you think. What did you put in Evan's food?
MSG for extra flavor. That's what my mother always did.
It's fine.
Hey, am I going to get any?
There's more in the pan.
I should go. I'm sorry.
Brooke should host one of those murder mystery nights.
How have you been sleeping lately?
I haven't much.
And what about your moods? Have you had any other disturbing thoughts?
You think I'm cracking out, don't you?
Well, obviously you're not yourself.
Things have been getting on top of me in the last little while, that's all.
With the police investigation, you mean?
That and work.
The asthma trial? The one that Jasmine's on?
It's going really well. But lead investigator is a high-pressure job. I'm working hard to ensure I get the best possible outcomes.
Well, we all want that.
Jasmine's fine, trust me. She hasn't had an asthma attack in a long time, right?
No. She seems much better.
But I've rattled your faith in me, coming here and hurling mad accusations.
Well, I just don't know how I'm going to explain all this to Murray.
Tell him I was worried that Winston was buckling under the stress. But it turned out that I was. Over it now, though.
Sorry to interrupt. I just had to see if you're okay.
I'm fine. I'm just going. Sorry for ruining your evening.
Should I be calling the psych team?
No, it's not her fault. It's mine.
Well, how do you figure that?
After the unfortunate business with the last Hammett, his wife's death affected Brooke more than she let on. I should have realized she wasn't coping.
I'd like you to be a couch potato. There's nothing on anyway.
So, how are things with Jasmine?
She replied to one of my texts today.
Wow, that's progress.
Read it. Trying to make up via text might not cut it. You may have to apologize in person. Why? So she can tell me to get lost in person.
Listen to your father. When it comes to patching things up with seriously hacked-off women, he's a world expert.
This is a father-son talk, not a father-son interfering house guest talk.
I might go see her in the morning. If it seems like a good day to get shot down in flames.
Well, I might head up too. I've got a lot of reading to do before tomorrow.
Want to swap lives? I'm so sick of job hunting. I've tried just about anything.
I'm not sure Mrs. Harris would want you to perform her cholecystectomy, but don't fret. Talent like yours cannot go unnoticed round here forever.
So you turned down the big bucks in Melbourne?
They're still waiting for an answer. I just haven't talked to Chris about it yet. He won't want me to go.
And if you wait a little bit longer, there won't be a job to go to. Decision made.
I'll tell him tomorrow.
Who is it?
No one.
Meaning Phoenix? What happened with you two?
I told you, we broke up.
He dumped you.
No way, I dumped him.
Yeah, right. You were totally into that guy.
Yeah, and it turns out I wasn't the only one.
Another girl's been sniffing around your boyfriend. Who is she?
Some skank called Susie, and he's not my boyfriend.
So they're an item now. Who is she? What school is she at?
No idea. She lives in Otago. Phoenix met her when he visited his uncle.
You dumped him for kissing some hillbilly. Knowing him, he probably felt sorry for her.
It wasn't just a kiss, okay? They went all the way.
You're kidding me.
No, but you cannot tell anyone I told you that.
Wow, look, it's the fastest animal on land.
Eh?
A cheetah. They chase anything that moves.
You told her?
Well, you don't care about my feelings, so why should I care about yours?
I do care. That's why I need to talk to you.
Too late, cheetah. We don't want to breathe the same air as you. Let's go.
I give up. I tried texting her, talking to her, everything.
At the risk of sounding really old, there's this other thing people used to do. You write words on a piece of paper. It's called a letter.
Yeah, I think I might have heard of that.
I can't promise she'll forgive you, but it'll give you a chance to tell her how you feel.
How about I make pancakes? We've got maple syrup.
I know why you don't want to be my father.
Kitu, listen.
You have nice things, a nice house. You don't want some Timor kid messing things up.
I've told you that's not true.
See, a note from your mama saying that Scotty is your dad, it's not enough. It's not proof.
What is then?
Something called a paternity test. It's where they take a swab from inside your mouth and one from inside mine, and from that, they can find out if we're father and son.
Why don't we do it?
That's what we were going to tell you. Tracy and I have talked about it, and we think we should do the test today.
Will they tell us straight away?
No, honey, it takes a week.
But like I told you, there's a good chance that the test will say I'm not your father.
Because you want to send me back.
No, I don't.
Promise?
Promise.
Then I don't care what the test says. I'm staying. You have to look after me. Mama said.
Dear Jasmine, I know you don't want to talk to me right now.
Get lost.
Harry, I'm making some more chocolate milk ice blocks later, but there's still one left.
Oh,
Anyone seen a green folder lying around?
On the table.
Dear Jasmine.
Has anyone in this house heard of privacy?
I'm impressed, that's all. Letter writing is a dying art.
That was Rachel's suggestion. After your face-to-face idea crashed and burned.
Oh, well, good on you for persevering. And good on you for coming up with Plan B. What would we do without you?
Can I talk to you about something?
If you're quick, I'm already late.
Oh, well, don't worry, it can wait.
What about dinner tonight? Just the two of us? No interfering teenagers, no work issues?
Work is an issue for me.
True, but you'll be on a time limit. And then it will be strictly romance.
I texted you. I said I was going to be late.
I know, but I have something to say to you. Please hear me out, then I'll go.
Well, get on with it.
Well, I felt terrible last night, hearing the awful things that have been going through your head. I completely blame myself.
So do I. This devotion of yours is driving me mad. I don't know how far you would go to protect me. Really, I don't.
I'd do almost anything.
Almost. You see, this is my problem. I don't know where you draw the line. Killing Nadia? Killing Evan?
I'm not a violent man. I strive not to be. All I want is your happiness.
All I want is for you to leave me alone. That is what would make me really happy, to not see you anymore.
Then I have no choice but to offer my resignation.
I accept. As of now. Go and clear your desk.
Go and get yourself changed and we'll kick the ball around outside.
Okay. How was the doctors?
Fine, no problems. Now we wait.
Well, shouldn't we call immigration? Make them know what's happening, see how long we can keep them with us?
Actually, I was thinking about something a bit more radical.
Like adopting him. Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing, and it is radical.
And maybe completely misguided. You know, once the shock of Ankasa's death wears off, he may miss his home, his language, his culture, and we just can't give him those things here.
But we can give him education, good health care, and a host of opportunities that he wouldn't get in Timor.
And love. Because this isn't something we should do out of pity or obligation. This is bigger than that.
You know all those fertility websites I've been looking at?
What about them?
Oh, well, in the chat rooms, all the wannabe mums sign off with things like sending baby dust your way or hoping the stork visits soon. Okay, Kitu's not a baby, but we've been wanting a child in our lives, and he's a child. One who really needs a family.
But it's not either or, though, is it? You know, whether or not I'm Kitu's dad, whether or not we can adopt him, we still have a really good chance of having one of our own.
Yeah, I'm having my eggs harvested tomorrow. I almost forgot.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving.
She fired you. She can't do that.
She didn't have to fire me. I offered my resignation.
But you love this job.
I love working alongside Brooke. And since I failed so badly to support her...
If you really feel that way, you should stay right where you are. From what I saw last night, she needs your support more than ever.
She may need it, but she doesn't want it. Thank you for giving me a home for the last couple of weeks. I've really enjoyed getting to know you and your family.
I thought you were just quitting your job, not leaving town.
If I can't continue to serve Brooke, there's nothing here for me anymore.
First you hurt and embarrass Winston, and then you fire him? How is that reasonable behaviour, and how's it meant to help your workload?
My workload is not the problem.
Oh, that's not what you said last night. And I'm sorry, but without Winston around, I'm going to have to withdraw Jasmine from the trial.
You don't want to do that?
No, I don't. But unless you can give me a good explanation for your crazy behaviour...
Okay, I'll tell you what I told the police about Winston.
Go on.
I don't think Nadia Hammett's car crash was an accident. I think Winston had something to do with it.
Listen to yourself. Now you're accusing him of trying to kill two people.
Just hear me out. Nadia had evidence that I had stolen her husband's research. She was going to take it to the police. When I told Winston, he went to her house to try and talk her out of it.
Naturally, because right or wrong, he would do anything to help you.
Exactly. Anything. I think that she refused to listen, and so that he did something. Either that night or the next morning. He caused the accident. That's why he sold his car, to get rid of the evidence.
You need to talk to someone about your state of mind, seriously, because I am worried enough to take this higher up.
Sorry to interrupt, but Detective Inspector Turnbull is waiting at reception for you.
Hey, is Jasmine home? Yeah, she is, but she won't see you. She told the whole family you're banned.
Can you just tell her I'm here?
Jazz, Phoenix is here.
Tell him to go away.
You should see his face. It's tragic.
Good.
Look, I'm sick of being a guard dog. If you want to get rid of him, come and do it yourself.
Fine, I will. What part of go away do you not understand?
I know you don't want to talk. That's why I wrote you this. Just read it, please.
There is nothing you can say that will change what you did.
So all of our findings are consistent with driver loss of control. We've concluded Nadia Hammett's death was accidental.
But why did she lose control? Someone could have caused her to crash.
There was no evidence of that. The forensic team was very thorough.
They must have missed something.
They didn't.
So you're willing to believe that she just drove off the road?
Nadia was a visitor to this country, unaccustomed to driving on the left. We see it all too often. One lapse in concentration and lives are lost.
So what happens next?
Nothing. The case is closed.
And Lars's research?
You stealing it. Not your proudest moment. But since it has no bearing on my investigation and I've received no separate complaint, you're free to carry on. Good day.
That's my sales mum. Where's my soccer strip?
On the back of the couch.
Thanks.
And I've cut up some oranges for half time. Go bend it like Beckham or whatever.
Thanks. Bye. Who slapped you?
Shut it.
That doesn't look like the face of a guy who made up with his girlfriend.
She ripped the letter up and binned it.
Oh, Phoenix, I'm so sorry.
If she'd done it after she read it, I wouldn't feel so gutted. But I wanted to tell her that I still like her, and that I never meant to hurt or embarrass her. And now she'll never know.
Well, you've done your best, and she can't say that you didn't try and be upfront with her. And you shouldn't give up hope. I was a teenage girl once, and if a guy had taken the time to write me a letter, I couldn't have stayed angry at him for too long.
You think she might give me another chance?
It's what I would have done. Now, I was going to make toasted sandwiches for lunch. Would you like one?
Yeah, actually, thanks.
Look at this mess.
Evan.
You kids seem to think there's a team of elves. Put away things when you're not looking.
Stop, wait.
Jasmine, there's stale meat scraps in there.
It's okay, I found it.
Found what?
The missing piece. Phoenix wrote me a letter.
But you're turning into a jigsaw puzzle creative.
I want to know what it says. It doesn't mean I forgive him.
Well, meanwhile, I still get to put the rubbish out.
These toys are from Harry.
Yeah, I just spoke to Chris. How'd it go with the adoption people?
Oh, I really hope you're his biological father.
Why? What'd they say?
That it's incredibly difficult to adopt. There are no laws about it, there's no agreement with New Zealand, and there are huge worries about child safety and trafficking. We might be able to manage it if we went over there, but even then, that would take months.
Well, that's a big ask.
Too big. What with starting the IVF and then there's jobs.
And we can't pin all our hopes on the paternity test. We have to come up with another plan.
Like what?
We keep him here with us for as long as we can. And we must have a stronger case for some kind of guardianship if we've already been his caregivers for a while.
Yeah, I guess. It's not sounding promising, though.
No, but there must be something we can do. Kitu needs us. The more time we spend with him, the more certain I am of that. Aren't you?
Completely.
Then we're keeping him with us, whatever it takes.
Cheer up. I found a reason for you to stay in Ferndale.
I doubt it.
I checked with Human Resources and there's a nursing job available. All you have to do is apply. And if you get it, you can keep an eye on the asthma trial patients. Informally, of course, but still.
It's kind of you to think of me, but Brooke doesn't want me anywhere near. I'd be disrespecting her wishes if I stayed.
Well, what about your wishes?
I just spoke to D.I. Turnbull.
He says that Nadia's death was an accident. I'm sorry for all the things that I said, the accusations that I made. Do you think you can forgive me?
Of course. I'm just so glad you believe me now. You do believe me, don't you?
If the police say it was an accident, it was an accident.
Does this mean you're going to give him his job back now? I'd say it's the least you can do.
Of course. The job's yours if you still want it.
I do.
Well, steady on. Make her work for it. Ask for a pay rise and better conditions.
I'm too happy for that. Shall we have a glass of champagne? I feel like celebrating.
Why not?
You should be thanking your lucky stars.
Guess what? Jasmine called. She taped the letter back together.
I thought she might, so...
She's still pretty mad, but she believes I'm sorry, and maybe we can be friends again.
Just friends?
It's a start.
Well, good for you, for sticking at it.
I might have given up on her if it wasn't for you, so thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, I'm supposed to be the wise parent around here, and according to some, the expert on girl trouble.
Well, maybe you haven't had enough of it lately. You should give him something to work with.
Thanks, but I'll take peace and harmony any day.
Same.
Nice work. Keep this up, I might have to start calling us a family.
I need to tell you something. I've been offered a job in Melbourne. I haven't accepted yet. I wanted to talk to you first.
How considerate.
Don't act like it wasn't on the agenda. You know I've been considering long-distance options.
And I made it clear that I didn't want you to go. If you're in Melbourne, I might get to see you once a month, if you even have that much time for us.
That is not fair.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, if we were really a priority, you would have gone for the CEO of Shortland Street.
Let's not go over that again. We can make this work if we just talk about it.
There's nothing to talk about. If you take a job in Melbourne, our relationship is effectively over.
What?
Harry and Phoenix think that you're part of their lives now. They have both lost mothers. They don't need a part-time one.
You're honestly saying I have to choose between you, the boys, and my career?
You're the one who forced the issue. I'm just asking you to choose quickly.
Next here on One, a repeat offender is trapped in a cycle of self-hate, and Jimmy is her very last lifeline. It's time for today's Doctors.